I hope everybody is able to see me, hear me and see the screen properly. सबको मेरी आवाज आ रही है? All the students? Okay, perfect. So we have the voice clarity now. Thank you very much for joining for today's session. Okay, FRM exam results are out. A lot of students have not been able to clear this exam, and in today's session, I'm going to be talking about what should be your next plan. Should you go for your FRM level 1? Should you go for the November exam? Should you go for the next May exam? So we're going to be talking about that, and in between, if you as a student, if you have any specific queries, okay, you can inform us, okay, on chat, and I'll take your name and I will also address the query. Okay, so FRM exam results are out. Okay, a lot of students have been able to pass their exam, so congratulations, your efforts have truly paid off and you have been able to clear the exam. But unfortunately, this time I've seen a lot of students have not been able to clear the exam. Okay, so I'll talk about the few reasons which I feel has led to that decrease or reduction. Okay, so failure has been there. A decent amount of students have failed this time. Okay, so congratulations to all of those who have cleared the exam. Okay, when should you take the next exam? Okay, is it November? Is it May? Okay, now very interesting question, because the momentum that you have generated for the May exam, should you utilize that momentum for the upcoming November exam, or should you basically go for the next year, which is May 2027? August, I will generally not refer to people because the time frame is very short. So from now, it generally have one and a half month. Although it is not recommended, there are few students who are going for August exam immediately because they have good amount of confidence on their preparation. Okay, so there's nothing wrong in that. But if you ask me, when should I go for the exam, the first priority that I would give all students is the November attempt. Okay, November 2026 attempt. Now, before we take a decision, okay, on whether I should go for November or May, I generally basically ask people to understand how much time is left for them. Okay, so first deciding factor that they should have is that what is the level of time, okay, that is left from now. So it's around like four and a half months. Okay, and time specifically on a daily basis you can dedicate towards the exam. Okay, so if you're a working professional, you would understand what I'm saying. Okay, if for example you have daily 2 hours, you can calculate roughly how much hours you have, including weekend, say 5 hours. So daily 2 hours and weekend 5 hours. What is the total amount of time you have to prepare seriously for the exam? Okay, now I'll just brief you on the exam logistics also. The next exam dates is November and May. Now the interesting part, if you're planning to go for November exam, then 31st July is the early bird deadline. So please remember that. Okay, you have to make the payment to the institute around that point in time. Okay, before 31st of July. Okay, I'll just also try to talk about the structure. Okay, if you're a student or if you're a working professional, what you should be focusing on. Okay, and we have failed to clear the exam, we know that, and how should we do that? So first step I would tell you is to analyze your result. Okay, now I'm talking from the perspective of FRM level 1 first. Okay, if suppose you are an FRM level 1 student, okay, and you should look at what has been your preparation till now. Okay, in the last 6 months, how much time you did. Okay, so I generally ask students few questions. Question number 1, okay, have you been able to do one full reading, the first reading of the chapter, be it level 1, be it level 2? Okay, so one full reading of the chapter, okay, properly. Now if you're watching videos and reading textbook, okay, so have you done that properly? Because a lot of students, they have not completed the curriculum, so obviously they were not prepared for the exam, so they failed. Okay, second thing that they can ask, they can check with themselves, have they solved all the question bank properly? Okay, all the question bank properly. Okay, and Third, did any revision before the exam? Revision means proper revision. Okay, they read the entire book, all 4 books for level 1, all 6 books for level 2 in one go. Okay, and how many mocks you solved, mock papers you solved. Okay, now once you do this analysis, once you have this answer to this question, you have to understand where I made mistake. Okay, and once you have this understanding, now then go to your result and see. If for example it is FRM level 1, there are 4 books, book number 1, book number 2, book number 3 and book number 4. Okay, let us assume I got 4th quartile in book 3 and 4th quartile in book 2 and I got this. Okay, and I've not been able to clear. So my analysis would be that, okay, whether for book 1 and book 3, have I solved all the questions? Okay, have I seen the curriculum, the videos and the chapters properly from the Swedger, okay, for these books? So basically I will answer all of these 4 questions. Okay, did I did proper revision of these? So in most cases you will realize either the first reading was not done properly or else the solving was not done properly for these books where you got lower score. Okay, these books where you got lower score. Now lot of students, they also have this thing in mind that I was very good in book 3 but I still got 4th quarter, I still got 3rd quarter, because it is so first check has to be whether I was prepared. Second, it is also relative game. So I was prepared but there are other people who are better prepared than me and hence I got lower quartiles, because it's a relative game altogether. Okay, again I'm taking a pause. If there is any query, please put it on the chat section. I will address those queries also. Okay, so what you will do, you will analyze which book I got very low. Okay, and was what because I was not able to do full reading, I was not able to solve the question bank, I was not able to revise properly. Okay, you will get your answer. Then why, if suppose the other 2 books, for example in our reference case, book 2 and book 4, somebody got 3 quartiles. Okay, so why I was able to score slightly better? Any good thing that I did? Okay, any specific chapters I found tough during preparation? And you can go back and recollect your exam. What happened on the day of the exam? Okay, did I found certain chapter ka questions very tough? Did I panic during the exam? So those things you have to ask questions. Okay, now this analysis is very, very important, because now when you're going to do your fresh start, okay, now when you're going to do your fresh start for the exam, okay, this analysis will give you an answer, and I'll come to that. This analysis will give you answer. Okay, now for level 2, okay, one additional point, the general trend has been that people who have not been able to clear, okay, for specifically for FRM level 2, it is because they have not been able to do complete coverage. Okay, full coverage of the curriculum, they have not been able to do it. Second, the question solving was not there. Okay, because of the sheer size, it's 108 chapters. So a lot of people have not been able to do that completely. They were not been able to do justice to the course also, to the curriculum also. Okay, that could be one reason. So analyze which book you face problem, okay, which book you got lower quartile, and then one more thing that you can do in your analysis of result, do step number 2. Okay, go to each book, okay, go to each book and check which chapter, okay, you felt was difficult. Okay, which section was difficult, both while preparing and while giving the exam, the actual exam. Okay, you should also look at what was your score in mocks. What was your scores in mocks? Okay, so do one good level of analysis of your exam result. Okay, if you're going for the second attempt, if you have already given your second attempt, then you should compare the first attempt result and the second attempt result and try to see what has been the change in the performance. Okay, and then check when you're prepared, how was the preparation. Okay, so that's the idea that I'm looking at. Okay, moving forward, a few things which I've already talked about, I'll just cover over here. Okay, did I cover the entire book properly? Did I solve all the question bank? One interesting aspect I have observed, there are students who are only relying on some question bank which they got it from Telegram. Please don't do that. It's a 1 lakh rupees exam and you're relying on some printed material, some Telegram question bank. It is very big risk that you're taking. Okay. So was the quality of the question bank good? In the sense, were they taking you towards the exam level? Okay. Period. Now, the preparation period is which book did you use? Now, I generally recommend people Schweger, but there are few people who read GARP and because of which they don't get time to complete the coverage. That could be one problem. Okay. So check which book you were reading on, whether you were doing through video lectures or self preparation. Okay. If you're doing through self preparation, was there any understanding gap? So this is very important. If there is an understanding gap, next time, even if you're doing self preparation, you have to put in a lot of time to prepare. Okay. So think from that perspective also. Did I only focus on theory or did I only focus on solving? Now, sometimes what happens is, because there is good amount of solving in your book 3, book 4 and book 2, people, they end up focusing more on calculation, focusing more on calculator, but they don't understand the theory behind it, the logic behind it. And when in the exam, the trend has been, it's more theoretical. It's 70-75% is theory. So if you are able to crack that theory, then only you'll be able to clear the exam. The understanding has to be very good. So it's not just about remembering formulas, not just about doing calculation. So if you focus more on calculation during your preparation, then there is a problem. Okay. Next, a lot of people, they focus more on book 3, book 4 because of the weightage, and there is a good amount of competition also there, but they completely ignore book 2. They completely ignore book 1. And that can be reason of your failure. So please check that. Was I inclined towards only looking at few books? I did not prepare for the other books and I created a problem. That could be an issue, right? Did I underestimate book 1? Please check that also. Okay, because it's theory. A lot of people, when they read first time, they feel, oh, it's a very easy book. But in the exam, they will ask you slight scenario based question where the options are going to be very close. So that is where you have to be ready. Okay, so please check that. Please check that. Solving, how many mocks I solved. Okay, did I solve chapter wise question? Did I solve the mocks in proper times? Timed manner. Okay, if suppose you're solving mock and you're not tracking your time, okay, on the day of the exam, you might do a goof up. Okay, so check that also. Okay, check if there is any issue with respect to the mock papers. Did I solve enough mock papers? Please check that. Okay. So these questions you have to ask. Now, let me go to the plan. Okay. If suppose you are preparing for level 1, okay, how should you do that? Okay. So right now, okay, I'm talking from the perspective that we have entire July. Okay. We have entire August and we have entire September and over here October end. Okay. I'm primarily talking from the October end till. Okay. Because after that you will do mock papers, or you can start mock papers also in the last week of October. But so your target should be, because you're repeating the exam and you have already gone through the content at a decent level, the order of preparation is also set in your mind. So there's nothing to worry. You can change the order also. The concept should be more or less clear. What you should target is, you should be able to complete one full reading by September end. And what you should be doing, okay, minimum 5 chapters per week. Keep that target. Don't worry about 62. 5 chapters per week. How will you do that? If you're suppose watching the video, if you're reading the textbook, do watching and reading on weekdays. Okay. So watching videos plus reading on weekdays. And solving. Please make sure that you solve proper quizzes for each chapter. Okay, on weekends. Okay, so 5 chapters per day. If you're able to do that 5 chapters per day, you will be able to complete 20 chapters in a month. That means July 20, August 20 and September 20. So you'll be able to complete the portion, but you still have 10-15 days of October. This first 10-15 days is a buffer. Okay, and what you should be doing once you're done, you should be doing sectional test. That means you should be doing a quiz, okay, for the entire one book together. Okay, and then you should do one full revision of the content, start to end, and then you should try to complete 4 plus mocks. I'm highlighting explicitly 4 plus mocks because more solving, I feel more solving can solve a lot of your problems in the exam preparation. Okay, so keep a target of 5 chapters per week and complete everything. Okay, 62 chapters max to max by 15th of October. Okay, 15th of October. You can still complete it end of September. 15th of October is the hard deadline. And then after that, you have to do sectional test, full revision, and then mock papers, minimum 4 mock papers. That is what your strategy should be. Okay, now which book I should prefer first? Now, one thing you have to do is start your preparation fresh. That means do not assume that I was very good in one book and I will do it I will do it lightly. Don't do that. If you're going to prepare, give all the books equal weightage. Okay, but you can change the order. Now, for example, I got 4th quartile in book 2 and book 3. So I will start first with book 2 and book 3. Okay, start with weak books. Okay, start with weak books, but complete all books. Do not ignore any books, assuming that you are very strong in that book in the previous exam. Do not do that, or else you will end up making a big mistake. Okay, so start with weak book. Okay, first, for example, it's book 2 and book 3. I'll prepare that properly first. I will solve the chapter wise question and then I will move to book 1 and book 4. Okay, this is from the perspective of FRM level 1. If you have any query, you can put it on the comment section also. I will address that query. Okay, now let us, so I've already talked about the study order. Okay, I already talked about the study order, which is nothing but start with a weak book and then go towards the other book. Okay, I generally also give a study planner. Okay, you can also go through that study planner. I'll attach that study planner also in this video. Okay, so you can do that. Now, for students who are preparing for FRM level 2, okay, November exam, I'll talk also about the May exam, a brief about that also. For students who are preparing for FRM level 2 exam in November, you need to be very, very fast. Okay, because see, it's 108 chapters. Okay, and you have again July, you have August, then you have September, and then you have October. I am considering till the end of October for completing your portion. So you have 4 full months from now, 4 full months from now. Okay, and you have 108 chapters. So ideally your target should be that what I will do is I will complete 1 chapter per day. Now I am expecting this reading plus solving. How much time I need? I need 3 hours, okay, on a weekday basis. Okay, now over here what you can do is you can combine 2 books and do it together. For example, I generally recommend people to do market risk and operation risk together, because market risk is slightly tough. You can pick up operation risk, which is more theory. So you will be able to complete the target of 1 chapter per day properly. So for example, what you can do is you can suppose doing one chapter for market and operation. One day you are reading 2 chapters, one from operation, one from market. Tomorrow evening when I'm coming from office, I will solve both the chapters directly. Okay, I'll do the quick revision and directly solve. So this way I'll be able to complete 2 chapters in 2 days and I will keep on going. Ideally your target should be every week 7 chapters. If you are able to do it, then ideally by 10th of October you're done. Don't worry, you still have end of October to complete everything. Okay, so basically take 2 books together. Okay, 2 books together. One which is very difficult, one which is very easy. Okay, make a combination while preparing and solving. Okay, make a combination, and like I said, you need minimum 3 hours. On weekends, dedicate 5 to 6 hours properly. Okay, so on weekends, 5 to 6 hours, okay, per day. This is more than enough for you to clear the exam. Okay, also now when you are preparing, okay, like I said, difficult and easy combination. So I would recommend start with market risk, okay, plus take out operations together, operational risk, then credit risk plus liquidity risk, and then the investment risk plus current issues. Okay, that is the order that you have to follow. Take 2 books together and try to complete the curriculum in terms of solving, and your intention should be that I'm able to complete the minimum requirements at 14 chapters in 2 weeks. So initially, focus on consistency. Even if you're able to, if you're solving more easy chapters, that's okay, because the consistency is built, the more confidence you will get in the preparation journey. Okay, the more confidence you will get. So ideally, this is what you should target in terms of preparation for the exam. Also, few things that I would generally suggest is for both level 1 level 2, create this time, what you can do is create a separate note for all the formulas. Okay, if possible, write down 1 or 2 points here and there in the book itself, formula reading, so you should not lose your marks in the exam for not remembering the formula or in the calculation piece. Okay, and when you're solving, please make a note of difficult questions that you got. If there is a difficult question, make a note of it. What is the learning from that question? Note it down in the book itself at the end of that chapter, so that when you're revising, you will go through that topic, that line also. Okay, that will create more value for you in terms of revision. Okay, so time blocking for each month. What is the study order? I've already given the study order over here. Okay, so this is what ideally you should plan. And now for people who are thinking of going for May, okay, my suggestion would be, if you're already in a you were in a good journey of preparation in the last attempt, and you feel that you have the momentum right now, please go for November only. Okay, you should only go for May if you have some family commitments, some trip that is coming in which you cannot avoid, XYZ, and you're going to lose a lot of months. Then only you should plan for next May. Okay, because you will forget everything. It's from the scratch altogether. It's like completely appearing new for the exam. Okay, so that's the reason I generally tell people to pick up November, go for the exam and clear it again properly. Okay, now if you're planning to go for May, okay, May 2027, what I will do is I'll create one more video, okay, for you in terms of the study planner, okay, and in terms of the number of hours. Okay, so don't worry, I'll create one more video which covers in detail for both level 1 and level 2 their preparation study hours. Okay, but I just wanted to explain you what is the logic that you should utilize to go for May. Okay, if you are able to dedicate 2 to 3 hours on a weekdays basis and weekend 5 to 6 hours, now complete the preparation and give the exam in November only. Okay, for people who are aware, there are a lot of interview videos which I have added for you guys so that you can learn from their understanding, okay, how they prepared for the exam, and then you can basically learn better and you can improve your strategy. Okay, further, okay, we also do a lot of podcasts for students in terms of what is the career opportunity. So please subscribe to our channel, watch them. Okay, and again, thank you for watching this video. If there is any specific query which I have not been able to address, you can reach us on this WhatsApp number. I'll be happy to talk. And I've been doing this talk for the last 2-3 days to a lot of students who are not part of my institute. Okay, I've been talking to them also. So please feel free, you can reach over there. We'll help you, guide you on the preparation, and then definitely you can go for the November exam. Okay, so any specific queries that you guys have? Okay, if there is anything specific, do let me know on the comment section and on the chat on this WhatsApp number. I'll be happy to help you.